Okay, I mentioned the median in the previous video, and now we're going to officially talk about what it is. Median is the middle data value, and in a lot of situations, the median is more informative, better accurate, a more accurate representation of the data than the mean is, especially when we have skewed data or data with a lot of outliers. Median is a very, very great thing, and I wish we used the median more. As a society, mathematicians, we love the median, but as a society, I wish we used the median more. It's the middle data value. That's what the median is. The data value in the middle. So average is, you sum everything up and divide by n, how many things there are. But the median is just the thing in the middle, and it's not affected by crazy outliers. So it's the middle value. You can also say that half of the values are below the median and half of the values are above the median. And there's a step-by-step process if you want to find the median. The very, very, very important thing is that the data is ordered. If the data is not ordered, finding the thing in the middle is meaningless. Meaningless. Okay, so we have to list them from smallest to largest. Example 9.14 already has them smallest to largest, so we'll skip that. And then we have to determine the middle value. If you really like formulas and step-by-step instructions, you can follow these instructions. Or we can just look at the middle one. All right, so there are 16 data values. We already know this. So what are the ones in the middle? What is the data value that half are above and half are below? So if we're using the step-by-step process, right, there are 16. So we're going to use this thing. 16, that means n is even. Okay, so this is kind of a weird situation. If n is even, and again, here n is 16. If n is even, then the median is the average of the two middle values, right? And you can see this, right? If the difference between an even number of data points and an odd number of data points, right? If we have an even number of data points, there is no middle value, right? The middle value is between these 2 points, or these two data points. So we're going to say the median would be the average of the middle ones, 2.5. Whereas if we have a data set with an odd number, then there is a middle data point. So if it's even, we have this situation, we have to take the average of the ones in the middle. If we have an odd number, then the one in the middle is just exactly what we need. All right, so there are 16. So the two in the middle are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's going to be these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. It's going to be the average of these two, because these are the two at the middle. And there's an even number. We have to find the average. So the median, which unfortunately does not get a fun little Greek letter, is 110. What are the units for the median? The same as the mean. 110 pounds is our median. What was our mean? Our mean was like 106, was it not? Yeah, our mean was 106. Our median is 110. So they're not always going to be the same, but they should be relatively similar unless we have very big outliers, okay, or very skewed data. I don't think I've mentioned what skewed is, but skewed basically means not symmetric, which I haven't mentioned symmetry either, I think, but for another time. Let's do another example. If we have 5 different jars of peanut butter and we list all of their costs, find the median price of a peanut butter jar. Interpret your answer in the context of the problem. I didn't do that. Okay, I didn't do that in the previous one. But it's actually very, very similar. The typical, a lot of times we'll actually say typical. This one, so typical weight or typical model weighs 110 pounds at this agency. You could also say, you know, half of the models are below 110 pounds and half of them are above 110 pounds. That's another thing that you could say. But typical is a very common word for medians. And then average is a very common word for means. Okay, there's just some word stuff. Okay, so step 1, list the data in order from smallest to largest. Are these ordered? No. Well, maybe they are. Nope, they're not. We need to order these. So order the data first. What's the smallest one? 329 is the smallest. What's next? 359. And then 375. Make sure you can see. 379. And last but not least, in fact, it's last but most. All right. That's terrible. 399. So we ordered them from smallest to largest. And now since there's an odd number, the median is just the one in the middle. Median. So we'll say a typical jar of peanut butter, according to this data, costs $3.75. Voila. And that's how we do it. And again, as a reminder, for this last one, say you don't want to order the data. Hypothetically, say you don't want to order the data. Well, you can just go over to Geogebra. Again, there is a link here in on Canvas. There's a link on Canvas for you to get to this website directly. And you can just type in all the data. It doesn't have to be in order. 399, 379, 359, 375, and 329. They're not in order, doesn't matter. One variable analysis, just like before, shows statistics. The median is 375, exactly like we thought. Or we could have used the data from the previous example, right? Oops. The data from the previous example, click up here, one variable analysis, shows statistics. The median was 110, for example, 914. Okay, so remember, there are multiple ways of doing this, by hand or with technology. You will always have access to technology in this class. Well, yeah. Last problem for this video. How do we find the median from a frequency table? Okay, so this one's a little trickier. So this is still the same problem, right? N is 16. Frequency table, add up all the frequencies to find our N. And so we still need to find the average of the middle two. Right, so 8th smallest and 8th biggest. All right, it's going to be the average of 8th smallest and 8th biggest, just like before, but now we have to analyze that with the frequency table. So what's the 8th smallest? 4 are these, and then up to 6. Add them together, 4, 6, 7. So the 8th smallest will be the first 110. What's the 8th biggest? 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll be the third from the biggest 110, or the second biggest, second smallest 110. But either way, it's 110. So again, it's a little unclear. We'll average these. Median is still 110 pounds. And we're just, right, n over 2 is 8. Find the 8. Count up until you get to 8. 4, 6, 7. And then 8 will be the first of these 4. And then go the other way. Or you can count up to 8, 4, 6, 7. 8 will be the first one, and just go one more. 8 will also still be in this chunk because there are 4 of these. All right, good luck.